and was every bit as lopsided as that score would indicate.
With Lamar Jackson as your starting quarterback, seasons that he begins and ends, you can pencil in the Ravens for a dozen wins. And the fact that they haven't broken through when he's been the full-time starter since 2019 is an absolute embarrassment.
WBAL Ravens Radio with the call. We are on Sportscenter here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2. Road to the World Series goes through ESPN Radio. Catch all the postseason action on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Today, we have the Dodgers and Phillies, with the Dodgers up 1-0 behind Shohei Ohtani's win as a pitcher. Games that he pitches, they won in, which Pat Costello said that doesn't happen much, except I guess against the Phillies. And then afterwards, the Brewers and the Cubs. We have avoided the American League side of things thus far. Tigers and Mariners are tied at 1 apiece. And
what about the other series?
Blue Jays are up 2-0 on the Yankees.
Yeah, they had batting practice in the Rogers Center yesterday. It's great.
And the day before.
It's great.
I got to be honest. I'm going to tell you the truth. I have to out myself before we get to the Ravens. I didn't understand why everybody was going so crazy about, like, oh, the Yankees are down 2-0. I'm like, they'll be fine. I forgot it was 3-5. I'm like, why is everybody like, come on, they can go home.
They can go home tomorrow.
I had a brain fart on this. I'm like, wait, come on, they can come back. They win a couple of games. Yeah, no, it could be over in one more game.
They weren't going to come back yesterday. I mean, the Blue Jays had 21 Savage on the mound. The kid had pitched 14 innings before yesterday.
Total in his career.
In his career. Yeah. Total. Goes out there 5 1/3, blanks him.
Cruised.
Yeah, no hits, 11 strikeouts. Yeah, we're going to give y'all this work. 3 up, 3 down, 3 times in the 5 innings that he pitched. Ugh, disgusting. Kid was filthy. Give him credit, but man, that was awful.
Are you contributing to the Boone to the Moon Fund?
Yeah. We got to get Blue Voyager. What's the other one? The Tesla one? I don't know. Whatever. SpaceX. Blue Voyager. We got to find a way to be able to fund him to go to the moon. But I don't want this to be a return trip though. We just gonna leave him up there.
Oh boy.
Moon to the moon. Like, just leave him up there. We don't need to see him back in the Bronx. We don't need to see him back on this planet.
Wow.
He needs to be gone. To get out of the
No,
but here's the thing. To get out of the wild card, only to get swept. I mean, that's an embarrassment. As a Yankees fan, it's like, oh, we were in a real playoff series, but were we actually in the series? Does it actually count?
Well, that's how we felt after the World Series.
If you get swept, exactly. They made an appearance, but were they really in the World Series?
The lineup card was handed.
Yeah, exactly. Freddie Freeman made for damn sure it didn't feel like a series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I wasn't going to go here. I didn't think we were going to get into this because we had so much football to talk about.
I was just promoting the games on our air.
But man, it was really, really bad yesterday.
All right, let's try to cheer you up with your football team.
I was going to say, pick your poison here. Would you rather talk about, your baseball team or one of your football teams? That was awful.
The Ravens fall to 1-4.
The Ravens can't hurt me anymore.
Because you think it's over.
They can't hurt me anymore. I told everybody last week that it was over. And Marcus Spears and Stephen A. Smith and Dan Orlovsky tried to convince me, no, Ravens will be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be all right.
Traeger, too, I believe, said that he wasn't worried about that.
I'm not worried about the Ravens. I'm not worried about the Ravens.
So are they done?
They've been done. I told you that last week. They're done.
What would you like to see them do now?
I don't.
You love Lamar. Do you want them to shut him down?
You know what I would like for them to do?
Yeah. No, actually, tell me.
Put up some damn fight. Because what I saw yesterday was an indictment on John Harbaugh as the coach. You can't roll out there at home and let the Houston Texans, who have been inconsistent on offense to say that, not even concepts of a plan in terms of knowing what they want to do. I saw more fight from the Baltimore Ravens defense on a celebration from Nico Collins than I saw actually between the whistles. It was awful. So I'm not going to sit here and go on a tirade and be irate because I said the Baltimore Ravens were bad. I said this was the worst defense in the league, and it's bared itself out. I just expected that John Harbaugh would find a way for his team to be more competitive than what we got. And for that not to happen is a direct reflection of coaching.
Yeah, you certainly expect more out of the Ravens, especially on defense, especially with the deficiencies. For them to have given up 177 points this season, it's the most in a 5-game span in team history. We have quite literally never seen a Ravens defense be this ineffective. And I know they've been dealing with some massive injuries on both sides of the ball, but you do expect more of a fight from the Ravens. You do expect more of a fight from a John Harbaugh team. But the reality of the situation is that they are banged up. They've put themselves at such a deficit. It doesn't feel like they're going to be able to find a way back this season. So what's the approach moving forward? If you're the Ravens and you know that, unfortunately, this is probably going to be a lost season, when you have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback, even if he's banged up, you feel like you have a finite window. This season is a reminder to them that you have to have a sense of urgency with that guy under center when he's healthy. You have to take advantage of having him be your quarterback. But since this feels like a lost season, CC, what's the pivot? What do they do from here?
Like I said, I don't know what they do big picture. I just know in the short term, it needs to be more competitive. They need to be more buttoned up. They don't need to have the quarterback throwing 3 interceptions. They need to be able to establish a run game, whether it's Derrick Henry or Justice Hill or Keaton Mitchell, somebody, anybody. They got to find a way to stop the run. They got to find a way to cut out the big plays on defense. Those are things that are foundational. They are fundamental to being able to have success in the NFL, regardless of who your quarterback is. And for me, when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens, I have to ask myself, is this who John Harbaugh is as a coach without Lamar Jackson? Has Lamar Jackson been providing John Harbaugh with a level of cover that we just didn't know about? Because this is an embarrassment. This is not good at all. And for this to be somehow acceptable because your quarterback is banged up or because you have guys that are out of the lineup, I just don't buy that. All of them guys in your locker room are cashing NFL checks. They need to play a brand of ball that's representative of being a quality NFL team.
Peyton is gutsy, is the most obvious thing in the world. I think he has the gutsiest play call in the history of the sport, an onside kick to start the second half of the Super Bowl, which is, I still can't get over that he actually did that, which is amazing. And yesterday, he calls that 2-point conversion down 1 to ultimately take the lead, and the Broncos win 21-17. So there's a lot of conversation about the Eagles' part of this in terms of the X's and O's of the game before we get to big picture. Did the Eagles in any way, shape, or form, CC, get screwed here in terms of the officiating? Is there?
Oh yeah, you could make that case. You can make that case easily. I mean, the Bo Nix intentional grounding call that was picked up, that flag. I thought it was obvious that Bo Nix was just trying to get rid of the football to avoid being sacked. I didn't think that there was somebody in the immediate area, so that one to me was egregious. The Zach Bond one was debatable, but then the one at the end of the game for the Philadelphia Eagles, where I think it was Calcaterra trying to catch a back shoulder fade from Jalen Hurts, and the DB just decides he's going to grab his left shoulder to keep him from being able to turn around and catch it. That's a bad look by the officials. Those are calls that you just can't miss because they decide the outcome of a game. So, yeah, I think there's a case to be made that the Eagles got hosed by the calls made by the officials. They also got hosed by the calls made by their own offensive coordinator, because there's no world to me that makes sense with a 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter where your OC only calls 1 run play. 1. How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Well, I think it does make sense based on the week. It doesn't make sense based on the game.
Does it make sense if you're trying to win a football game?
No, it does not.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get.
Right. No, I agree with you.
I thought that was the goal.
No, it's not.
The point of the exercise was to win football games.
Typically, yeah.
No, it's not based on what they did this week. It's literally not.
So then what's the goal?